Welcome back to another episode of the Cast Patrol podcast. We're starting with a bang for 2024. We're joined by Aussie social media sensations and TikTok kings, the Kairouz brothers. Welcome Jon-Bernard and Nick to the show.
Boys, we're big fans. Thank you for having us on. Like I said, we don't do many podcasts, and it's a pleasure to see a young crew killing it on social media.
And thank you for the nice intro.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I've been practicing in front of the mirror.
Yeah, it's good. Because TikTok stars, not many people like oh, you're a TikToker. You know, I don't really care. Like, you know, we've been on TikTok for like 3 years, two and a half years now.
Well, how do you identify yourself then in terms of that?
Were you trying to be a smart?
Yeah.
Content creators.
Content creators is
creators,
nice.
yeah.
Influencers, you're a flog.
Yeah.
Content creators, like, I like that. I prefer that
I'm not
description.
influencing anybody.
Yeah, I don't influence anyone.
You create
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, what are you guys doing up at the moment? Obviously, a busy back end of 2023, traveling the world. What about now? What are you guys up to now?
Maybe relaxing. Spent New Year's with the fam, Christmas with the family, and just kind of cruising, filming some skits, planning out 2024. We're going to have another big year, I think.
Well, everyone's kind of shut down to the end of Jan, so we're just tagging along to
Mate,
that.
you speak to a business in December. Yeah, look, it's going to be tough towards the back end of the year. You know how it is. We won't pick up till maybe the back end of January.
Yeah.
No one does
Exactly.
anything in the corporate world for the last 2 months of the year and the first month of the year. So we're happy to cruise. We were planning on maybe going back to Vegas to do the power slap.
Yeah.
To do some power slap
Jesus.
stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, that's
Shout out
actually
to-
awesome.
Interesting.
The
It's
power
gonna be
slap,
Different
yeah.
to do. Nina Drama, she's sorting us out with Dana and the
Ooh.
crew.
Yeah.
So we might head down there again for Vegas before NRL Vegas, but we'll be traveling again. We love doing the travel content.
You boys are hard to catch because, as you said, everyone wants a break in Jan, but you finally reached out to us and we're like, we have to lock you in now. Like, we want to have a break, but for you guys, we have to get the cameras rolling.
Well,
Nah,
it's like we
thank
don't want
you.
to be the blokes that don't jump on the podcast.
Yeah.
But you've had some special guests on the couch and, you know.
No, we know it's difficult to get guests on. Like
It
you know,
is.
you guys have had some rugby league players on, man, and during the season it's hard.
Yeah.
In
Can I
their
say actually,
pre-season,
though-
you want to let them have their pre-season,
Yeah.
rest from the season. So it's difficult
My
getting guests on.
favourite get of all time was Gay Waterhouse.
Oh, that's a great
Yeah,
episode.
that was
boys.
insane.
She didn't even know what a podcast was.
Really?
She didn't know what she was doing. She thought it was like a one-on-one interview.
Like over the
and
phone
she
or
rocked up,
something.
it was four of us blokes. She's like, oh, there's
Yeah.
4
She's
guys.
probably used to
wow.
like classic journalists
Yeah.
with a recorder and shit like that. You guys did really well. Shout out to Gay, one of the greats.
Yeah,
Back a
PA
few
was
Gay
like,
winners.
yeah, gay. You have
Jump
to.
lead win with
The
it.
PA was like, yeah, she normally doesn't do interviews. I don't know why she agreed to go on this. But
That's
all right,
mad.
go on with it. So we touched on Vegas. Do you think it's going to work over there? Do you think we can crack that USA market?
NRL Vegas.
Yeah.
I think personally I do want it to work, but I
Yeah.
just don't think it would work. The same way the NFL coming to Australia would struggle to work, as like you're drawing local interest from the people there. A lot of Aussies will go over there, which will make it successful, but
Yeah.
whether they do it beyond the 5 years that they've
Look,
agreed upon.
we were on the ground there as media professionals. We were alongside Danny Weidler, Hoops, right, covering it. And we spoke to Andrew Abdo. We actually did. Great bloke, half Lebanese.
Lebanese, yeah.
Is
half
he?
Lebanese. And he said they've sold near 30,000 tickets, right? 60,000 stadium. So whatever it's going to be, I think in the long run it's going to be a success. And Volandis is always doing something different because, you know, what's the AFL doing? They're going to country Victoria. No one gives a fuck, right? No one cares, right? We're doing something big. It's always bigger in America. They've had a partnership with the UFC over there. And it's just going to be a long-term thing they're trying to do over the next 5 years. And it's just different. And, you know, at the end of the day, they want money. And it's the gambling money. Like how we bet on NBA and NFL here.
Yeah.
They want Americans, and you're, you know, a betting population over there of, say, maybe 100 million. And it's only growing over there.
Yeah.
If they bet on the NBA, if they bet on rugby league like we bet on the NBA, it's a win at the end of the day. And they get, you know, product fees from that or whatever it is.
And I don't know, I still don't know how it's going to work if Vegas tourism brought the NRL out, because if that's the case, then it's a win. You can't really lose.
You can't
winning
lose.
you out.
Yeah, regardless, I think it's going to be a good long-term thing. Like, I mean, the players that were going over there, I think they did a good job. Campbell Graham, you know, Aaron
Walters,
Woods.
Billy
I
Walters,
mean,
Lenu.
one of the most senior Roosters, Spencer Lenu, was over there.
What do you think of the crew that went, the players?
I don't mind.
rogue
Like, honestly, they've said, I was like, why isn't Reece Walsh here? Why isn't...
Yeah.
And I think Billy Walters goes, no, he wasn't fit enough, so they had to keep him at pre-season.
Nah, the best was, I think Aaron Woods, easily champion for the game, can talk the house down.
No, and he's a good bloke. He was looking after us while we were over there. I love Aaron.
Campbell Graham's a nice younger person to put
Yeah,
in there.
but I mean, at the end of the day, you know, who really cares? They're pushing the game over there. I know they copped a bit of flack for the players that they sent over there, but I think it's going to work over there anyway.
In best case scenario, they probably should have sent
And
Latrell, David Cherry Evans, Tedesco.
They're not going to sell like crazy amount of tickets, I reckon, till the week of, because when you're over there, it's like, okay, what's there to do? Cirque du Soleil, let's catch you two at the Sphere. They're charging a fair bit. Hey, there's this rugby that's going on. They all call it rugby over there.
Rugby.
But yeah, they don't play
rugby
with
league.
pads.
Can't they just say league? Like, differentiate us.
And I'll show you, they haven't wrote NRL. They've strictly wrote Rugby League in Las Vegas to try and differentiate. So I think, you know, they'll sell tickets in the week of and it'll be a success. People will talk about it. It'll be all over social media.
I think
get the footy
initially
earlier.
Get footy earlier. I think it was initially Teddy, Cherry,
Carrigan.
Campbell, and who else?
Carrigan.
And they all pulled out one by one. And they had to find the others. And like Walters,
Yeah.
Lenu, and the other ones got
They
in.
did have to do a lot of media stuff. So, I mean, maybe players don't want to do it anymore. But free trip to Vegas, I mean, you take it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
100%.
Class.
Fly
I'm-
business.
I'm hoping the NRL sorted them out.
I saw Spencer's story. He putting the feet up in business.
Next to Danny Widler.
Yeah, next to Danny.
That was Nick Politis sorting him out.
Yeah.
100%. How was the USA though? Like, what are the main differences to Australia that you guys noticed?
Oh, man, over there, we hate the tipping. It's disgusting. I know it's an easy one to talk about. It's like, why do you guys do it for? You're putting us in a predicament. I don't want to tip you. Your service wasn't that good. You know what I mean? Like, you just made me a
It's
coffee.
not even the service wasn't that good. It's like you didn't do anything for me. For me to give you cash. Especially like cash is hard to come by now.
Oh, 100%.
So if you have it on you, it's like, man, especially in Vegas, I want to gamble this money. I don't want to give it to you.
Yeah.
Use it on the table.
Yeah.
Not
We got
give you
rinse on the
10%
table.
Stop
tip.
taking my gambling money. I've allocated this
So
as my
we
gambling
were thinking
money.
of filming that as a skit. Was like when they ask you for a tip, just like, mate, I just lost 10 grand downstairs, you know, on the casino floor. I got nothing to give you, and just see what that would do. But more to film when we're back in the US.
Big differences though. The weights of everyone. Everyone's much
Everyone's
larger.
fat. Everyone's fat in Vegas. Like,
Supersize me.
there's
And
no.
like you guys think, okay, Australian overweight. No. We're talking American overweight. It's like, you know, they got flab coming off every part of their body.
There's no Baywalk. There's no Baywalk there. Like, everyone is the same build. Everyone's just larger. It's
And
true.
they walk slower. Everything becomes much slower.
Maybe
because
because
of
the
that.
weather here is different, and you know, a lot more people are wearing short sleeve, more concerned about their appearances over here. But like over there, if there's a lot of blokes that are fat, I don't think many females are going to care about their appearance. A lot of women that are fat there too. It's like, it's crazy. It's the common man over there is fat.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just the fast food. Everything's bigger.
Yeah.
They're large.
Yeah,
like,
you realise you're not going to go get like a fish bowl over there.
Literally,
Unless
we-
you're in a very specific
in
spot.
Vegas, like Vegas, the prices on the strip, disgusting. Warning to anyone that's going over there for the NRL.
Yeah.
Like $8 US for a coffee on the strip.
Which
That's
is
like
crazy.
$15 Australian, right? So you everywhere you're going to eat is going to be expensive. If you want to go to a Gordon Ramsay's burger or something
Forget
like that.
about it.
It's gonna, you're going to get charged up the wall. So we lived off Chipotle on the
Denny's.
strip and Denny's, really. We ate that twice a day maybe and just edited. That was it.
Yeah. No, we went a year ago and like you're right about the tipping. Like the dollar's shit enough to get over there, and everything's costing 10 times more. And then they go, "Oh yeah, can I have 20% tip?" The worst is on the machines. You know when you do like self checkout.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, "Do you want a tip?
Mate.
Tip who?"
Nah,
We went to a sushi place in Washington.
No, this was in Boston.
Was it?
Yeah, it was in Boston.
All you can eat? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was Boston.
The all you can eat was in Washington, mate.
It was in Boston.
Anyway, we go there.
We had Vietnamese pho in Washington.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, and we get there.
1-0, Nick.
Yeah. And we had we ate well, probably too well.
Yeah.
And Nicholas was going to be a bit generous on the tip. What did you give her?
My general rule was like, I'm Australian. I'll be a part of the culture. I'll give 10% tip
Yeah.
on everything. Apparently, that's much too low for them.
So
they want 20 and 15%.
Yeah,
don't
so
they?
like I gave,
Jesus.
so I think the meal was like $50. I go, yeah, okay, I'll give a $5 tip on top. She takes the receipt and then she looks at it. She brings it back and goes, people usually tip more.
she goes, and she literally, her English was broken. She just goes, put more.
like, yeah,
Put more. Like that.
And I was
Nicholas
like,
goes,
"Fuck, the balls on her, I
Jeez.
respect it.
all right.
Yeah, you'd be
Tell
rattled if
you
someone
the
said
worst,
that.
our story, we had a Chinese restaurant in Hawaii, and the chick got the receipt and wrote 20% tip herself.
On herself, yeah.
And we're
That's
like,
forward.
bro, what? You did nothing.
No, my bigger issue now is I think it happens in Australia a bit as well, is there's an 18% service charge already added on top.
Yeah.
Then they want
And
you
then
to give
they ask
gratuity.
you.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the service charge for?
And we're not tight asses. Like, we understand we're in a foreign country, but fuck, we got a budget.
Yeah.
we got a budget, so we'll
100%.
play within it.
Okay, so you guys are obviously massive NRL fans. Do you have a team? We don't even know
Bulldogs
who your team
fans.
is.
Yeah, Belmont.
Doggies?
I think
Yeah.
we've paraded that around.
Listen, we've been growing up. I went to the 2004 grand final. My dad looks like Hazem El Masri. He played with Hazem. He played with
Okay,
Hazem
that's
in
not-
like a Lebanon's nines team. And,
Wow.
Yeah, right.
yeah, we're big Bulldogs fans through thick and thin.
You probably
through-
don't hear about it because they suck at the moment.
Yeah,
So
they're rough.
yeah.
Like
It's
we
hard
go
to
down to
showcase
Belmore
it.
when
I
they,
haven't
when
heard
they
you
go
mention
there.
Bulldogs once, so I think
Nah.
you're just trying to hide it.
No,
It's been tough years.
we did a mic'd up with Hammy Goodman. You guys know Hammy?
Yeah.
He's a West Tigers fan, so when they went back to Belmore, we're obviously Bulldogs fans. We jumped the fence there once a year to get in, at least. That was what, paying respect to our grandfather who did that back in the day and brought his kids to Belmore. But look, we do love the Bulldogs. I'd love to work with them more, being Belmore boys. We live down the road from Belmore Sports Ground.
Yeah.
But I think the problem with the Bulldogs right now is it's like they don't like the Lebanese background that they have.
No,
it's not that. It's just like, it's
They're trying to push away from it.
it's like, you know, we made a video once where we jokingly go, hey, when you're but we did like a Belmore tour. You got to jump the fence when you're there.
Yeah.
Pay respect to
Yeah,
your
yeah.
past elders that did it for you. And then, you know, you hear rumblings from some people at the Bulldogs go, hey, you know, we didn't like that you did that. You know, some people in
really?
the members team. It's like, fuck, it's a joke. We're making a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
Bit of
comedy
fun.
content creators. Have a bit of a laugh. Like, it's not everything's so serious all the time. They're getting a little bit too corporate, I think. Like, people in Belmore love you for being the Bulldogs. We've been following you through the down times, through the back end of Des Hasler, through Dean Pay, all this shit. Like, you know, stay true to your fans. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
Is that a fair
No, it is fair.
representation? All right. So
I mean,
Bulldogs
we
work with us. Stop being pussies.
so 2024, top 8, hopefully, surely.
Top 8
For the Dogs.
borderline, like 9.
I think because Takayaho's not coming now, that kind
that
of
was a
hurts
bit of a loss.
Nah, man, we
You
need
need
to roll.
Mate,
You got Stephen
We've
Crichton.
signed every utility.
but I'm
We've signed
saying,
every utility in the game.
Yeah, I know.
We can't be playing Kurt Mann and Drew Hutchison as our prop forward.
Don't be a Turpin.
Turpin
Yeah.
front row.
I mean, like,
Nah, surely
we're going to have to probably rotate him and Reid Marnie.
Kurt
we,
Mann
have,
as
we have
well.
no one. I think
man.
we lost Luke Thompson.
Yeah.
We
he's
lost
a big
another
loss.
front
a lot of the
rower,
boys
so,
are
like,
scared to wrestle as well, I heard. Like
Pangai
they're-
Junior's gone. Like, we
Yeah,
got no
true.
size.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And
you
you
look
look
at forwards.
You look at a
need
team like
forwards.
Melbourne last year where they struggled. They had no forwards.
Yeah.
So I think you do need to have.
and they still
good,
have a
big
pretty
forwards.
decent pack. Kama Kamitha, like you know,
Welch.
Nelson.
Yeah.
So like we need some size.
What about you
That's
two?
why
Would
it's
you
gonna
jump
let us
in?
out. No. Playing days are over. I only play if we're mic'd up at a charity game.
Well,
playing days are long
You
gone.
played under 20s.
Yeah.
did you?
Listen, I played about 8 games and maybe, you know, off the bench played about 20 minutes a game max.
Right.
So it wasn't much of a career. I get to play with some players that are currently
You played
playing
with Nicho
first grade.
Hynes?
Played with Nicho Hynes. You know, when he sees me, maybe I'll get a hello out of him because of that. He's got an inflated head after that Dally M. No, I love Nicho. I love it. But yeah, I played with Tom Wright, who's doing some stuff with the Wallabies as well. Brad Parker. Yeah,
The Ants. How good is he?
great blokes. But yeah, not much of a career. Again, I was a second stringer probably.
Yeah, right. Who was
Yeah.
like the toughest player you played against? You reckon,
Against,
20s?
okay, I didn't even play many games. We played against Junior Totola, who was a
Yeah,
strong
yeah.
front row. I played my whole junior footy against him growing up. Bailey Sirinen was solid. Paseka.
Oh,
Played at the Tigers at the
massive.
time, big boy. And Sifa. Sifa was frightening.
Yeah.
We grew up, Sifa played for Mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We played for Bankstown Bulls. We had some clashes there. They would always get the best of us. We beat them once,
Shit.
right? And then he went to Cronulla, and then I played 20s against him a couple of times, him and Sione Katoa, and they were always solid players. So very tough to play against.
What about yourself, Nick? You played growing up as well. Did you play alongside any great players or against?
I'd like to say I played alongside some greats.
You did? Yeah, for
Campbell
sure.
Graham being one of them.
Hey.
He's
Yeah.
probably I'm still waiting for him to make his New South Wales debut.
Yeah,
I can
so
say
yeah, so-
I played
same.
with an Origin player.
Mate,
Yeah.
so are we. We've been calling it for ages. He just
Yeah.
never gets.
He'll
very
get his
unlucky.
time. He'll get his time. Probably not this year though with Stephen Crichton.
Yeah, I actually spoke to him a little bit about it when we were in Vegas. We're like, and then Stephen Crichton came through. I was like, mate, one time to do your sternum, you poor
know.
bastard. But
He was in that team.
I know, so
So
I know.
unlucky.
But he'll get his opportunity.
Yeah, but I
100%.
think I played school footy with Adam Dewey. He was in my school team as well.
Nice,
so
nice.
yeah, a few players. I think Mawini Hiroti played for
Yeah,
Sharks.
Mawini.
Yeah.
Who else has there been? Dean's made his first grade
Yeah,
debut.
Dino.
Yeah,
Yeah.
train it all with Cameron Murray. Was he at the
He
South
was above.
system?
He
Is he
was
above?
age above me. So when
Yeah.
I was Mats, he was SG playing up.
Oh, there you go.
But
yeah.
he was Cam Murray was the only person where you're like, this guy's the future captain of the Rabbitohs. I had it from when he was 15.
It's crazy how people knew straight
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Everyone
He just-
called it. I used to play for Mascot like
The
a
worst,
couple years below
the
him.
worst thing was
That's
though,
all you heard.
when I first met him. So both sort of private school kids rocking up to training. We'd always get there, first ones there 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know much about him. I just knew he went to Newington. And maybe like 2-3 weeks before, Newington versus Scots and lost by like 100 points. And
It's on YouTube if you want to look it up. I've watched it a couple of
being
times.
a stupid, naive kid, my introduction to Cam Murray is, did you get bashed by 100 points by Scots? He's like, yeah, I played that game. I was
I'm in
like,
that
fuck.
video.
Murray was in the team as well. No
Yeah.
way.
I think
Wow.
Tepai Maroa played in that game. or something.
Tepai.
Scots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, anytime I see Cam Murray now, I'm thinking, man, does he remember when I fucking asked him if he got bashed by 100 points? Fuck, I hope not.
We've gone through the tapes and we actually found Harold Matts on one of your last games, Nick, where it was semi-finals. Still their playing age.
Probably, yeah.
And you've done a blatant 2-on-1 strip in front of the post.
I remember this.
Can
I was
you
watching
can
on
you
the
please
sideline.
Okay.
Against the
and
Tigers.
Alex Seafarth kicked the goal and apparently the Jared Hayne
He
wing
gave it-
celebration.
he stirred
Put the
it-
fingers up in
he
your
stirred-
face.
He stirred us pretty well. Now, to
Can you
address
clear
this-
the air to all your
I-
teammates?
Okay. There was no stripping action involved until after he had lost the ball. So I'd put a bit of a shot on. Felt the rumblings of the ball loose. I've gone to grab it. Looks like a stripping motion. Hey, I can say the camera evidence was terrible for me.
No bunker in Harold Matts.
That was a tough one to swallow because I
Yeah.
felt like I cost my team the game.
Sideline reporters say the motion was a lawnmower yank. Is this?
I was there. as a family member, seeing your brother cost that South Sydney Harold Matts team the game tough. It was
And
very
especially
rough.
because the team that won it was Cronulla,
Yeah.
and we had beaten them already. So it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
So
definitely-
if you beat Tigers, then you would have got Cronulla.
Yeah, and losing to the Tigers didn't like that was a fucking tough one to swallow as well because they were all Holy Cross boys, and we'd had beaten them throughout the whole of junior footy. So for them to get that back on us like that as well, then
That's so
the
funny.
ranger putting his bloody finger in our face after he'd beaten us, and I think he played first grade as well.
Yeah,
so-
he's at the Tigers.
He's a forward now. I don't know.
and
if
he's
it was-
doing well for himself. So at least I could say,
Tigers scouted him from that goal, so you actually,
You had a hand in that.
yeah, you
but
almost start.
the visual footage doesn't actually showcase what happened. My side of the story is a lot different.
I commend the research of the pod, boys. That's cast.
That's all we do. Why did you boys stop playing footy?
Oh,
I
man,
wasn't good enough, yeah.
Mine was injuries.
Victoria's hip. No, I was never
I
like.
got a labral tear in my hip, labral tear in my shoulder, and I was maybe
From the
about
strip.
Yeah,
Sparks gone
I
out.
can pinpoint the exact moment my footy career stopped. We travelled out to Canberra. I was playing for Manly, and GIS Stadium, freezing night. I'm coming off the bench, right? I finally get on. We're playing out. Nick Kotrich is playing in this game. Zach Wolford's the opposing dummy half.
Yeah.
Gun player. Guy's fit Aussie, could play the 80. I could max play 40 without my legs getting inflamed, right? So I'm not the fittest guy. I get on the field and I was never a fit hooker. And penalties been blown. There's probably footage of it. I got it at home. I've never watched it back. Penalties been blown. I go to lift the socks up because I'm blowing, right?
Not a quick tap.
Quick tap, Zach Wolford, 80-metre try. I get reefed off the field, never get put back on. Was in the first half, end of my career.
That was it.
Wow.
So Zach Wolford, I still watch it to this day. I commend you. I want to see you do well because of that. That was the one. That was the pinpoint
So you
of the
put up
career.
the
And
socks and then went
pull
straight
up
past.
the sock, and I remember going through it in video with Chad Randall as a coach, and it was embarrassing.
We're gonna find that. We're gonna find that.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere. I'm pretty sure Zach Wolford's kind of going, look at this idiot. Afterwards,
So you gave Wolford his NRL debut, and you
No,
gave
the guy was in limbo for ages. I was like, where is this bloke? He carved up 20 for so long.
He signed with Canterbury as well.
Yeah, he
He's
signed for
playing.
Canterbury at one stage. No one was giving him a go. I've seen what he can do from 20 metres out. Off the tap, get him in the game. Why isn't he playing for the Bulldogs? They never gave him a chance. Canberra finally give him a chance, and he's a gun player. He's a
No,
gun
he's
hooker.
starting.
Yeah, he's starting
for Canberra. So yeah.
Good on him.
So if not for footy and not content creation, what else would you be doing? Or was
I
it
worked
always
in-
in that media entertainment game?
Nah, we both went to university. I did marketing and accounting. I tried accounting for a little while.
Yeah.
Wanted the neck. Yeah, it was terrible.
boring as.
Oh, mate. I was
I hate
bookkeeping
accounting.
for a bit. And shout out to the firm that had me. I just stopped rocking up. It was terrible. It was bad, And then I tried my hand at sales for a bit, and that didn't work out. I think it was going into COVID. Nick was in finance for a bit.
Yeah, I just did straight finance. I was always a numbers guy. Luckily, I didn't put all my chips in rugby league. I tried hard at school.
Yeah.
And it did kind of work out, but university was kind of a waste of time, I found.
I'd never go to university again.
The marketing course is a bit.
yeah.
Any course apart from a doctor or lawyer, I advocate this. Don't go. It's a waste of time. Literally, you've probably learnt more editing yourself, doing this podcast, negotiating with businesses about, probably. Like, seriously, what
Nothing
do
beats
you
real
get out of your commerce degree apart from saying you got a degree? I would lie about your degree. Now, I would.
They don't check, do they?
What's the due diligence? Not many people check. I've heard a couple of people, maybe the HR departments.
It depends what you lie about. If you lie about something minuscule, that does prop up your resume a lot.
If you say a commerce degree at UTS, they're going, yeah, no worries. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's literally
You know what
ticket
I mean?
into the door to get an interview.
That's it.
You learn everything on the job.
You could,
That's what I think.
I'd say you could lie about getting a high distinction. You can't lie about going to the university. That's where I'd draw the line.
Yeah, I worked at BWS for a bit in the marketing team.
Yeah.
So I probably learnt bits and pieces about performance marketing and paid media and stuff like that. I had a really good boss, who was a good bloke. But again, big marketing team, a lot of bludgers in there. I was probably bludging there for a bit too. But it was just dominated by 30-plus-year-old women. You know what I mean?
right.
And just not my cup of tea. And I was doing the content creation on the side while working there and eventually just kind of make it our full-time thing.
So when did you sort of know that you could actually make it a full-time thing?
We're kind of not full time. We worked alongside Picklebet
Yep.
for a bit. And once that opportunity arose, and I was doing my stuff on the side, and we started working with budgie smugglers.
Yes.
Yeah.
For a bit of time, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna start working a bit more regularly with this gambling company and start making videos more often. And and we started making more videos together. We've been doing the podcast. We've been doing skits together, and taking that role with the gambling company was more like, I'll just focus all our efforts on making videos as opposed to like, hey, I might, do some admin and some marketing stuff with BWS at a period of time. And yeah, it's probably the best decision we've made.
Yeah. Do you remember the first video that went viral for you guys?
Yeah. It was Traffic Controller.
Yeah, okay. I was going
Yeah.
to say the no browsing one.
Oh,
That went
yeah.
more viral.
The Traffic Controller was first.
Yeah.
Traffic Controller. So I would interview traffic controllers. I was man on the street for a while.
Yeah.
I was like interviewing people on the street at a time when no one was doing it. It was like 2.5 years ago. That's when I started. Or just before COVID, really.
April 21.
Yeah. And I interviewed traffic controllers making sexual innuendo jokes about, them working a pole, and it's fairly easy to get into. Yeah. And that did like 1 million views at the time. And then the stuff rolling into COVID really popped off as well. Yeah. Before guessing the numbers, which we still get stopped about nowadays, was the no browsing. So Kerry Chant famously said, if you own a grocery shop, do not browse.
No, I think Gladys said it.
No, Kerry Chant initially said it. There'll be no browsing, and then Gladys said, do not browse. So we went to the local Coles, the local Kempton Park Coles. My mate was recording me at the time. And I was doing burnouts with trolleys in there, like running through the aisles, throwing shit in, grabbing the toilet paper off the rack, cut it up into a really sharp video, and a politician put it out on his Twitter. Craig Kelly, Andrew Bogut shared it, and that's when the Instagram started to push up a little bit, and then that rolled like literally the next week we did the numbers, so it started to like compound.
The COVID numbers was when the first time I heard of.
That's
Yeah,
the first time I saw you guys.
I was also like everyone, how the fuck are they getting it?
Yeah.
How did you guys?
You gonna reveal?
I did preface this by saying I was great at numbers, maths,
Yeah.
finance.
You did say finance, yeah?
Nick got 96 ATAR.
So
Yeah,
I
okay.
did,
He did 3 in a maths.
we did provide a formula that generated a number.
It was
And
like
when
a
we see
strategy
people to this
behind
day, it's all maths. Yeah.
Simple mathematics.
Because how long was it? Like in a row, did you guys guess it?
We did a week before
was
they
a week.
changed the number and
Yeah.
didn't use the one that we generated. They just wanted to get us.
through the public off.
You reckon?
If I had to put money on it, yeah.
Because your math couldn't be wrong.
How could it be?
It was-
That's-
it was
that-
right.
You had
5
the
days in a row,
formula.
the formula was-
You used the same formula that 8th day, but
How
they
many
just
days
changed
did you
the
get
number.
correct?
I think
in a row?
we got Jordan 6 in a row.
6, but they say 5.
It's actually genius. Who came up with that idea? Who wants to put their hand up there?
No, well, when we were developing the formula, when we got the number, okay, Nicholas was originally saying, I was saying, I'm going to put, he's like, put it out, put the number out. And I'm like, no, I don't think it's going to do that well. Like, no, he goes, just do it. So I just did a little selfie video, like, hey, number's going to be this tomorrow. Next day, Daily Mail picks it up. This guy guessed it, whatever. So then we're like, okay, we're getting the number. So let's double it down. Made a little bit of a production out of it. Got the whiteboard out, started,
Doing
connecting
formula.
dots, and then that picked up. And then the production just started going up and up.
Yeah.
We had a little office. And then we got the call from New South Wales Help saying, do not put the number out anymore. So we're like, okay, I don't know if this is legally binding or anything. So we did a fake interview with Stephen Hawking and got Stephen Hawking to put the number out and not us. And then, then eventuated to, obviously going to that first lockdown protest and then having to go through litigation all through that. And that kind of played a part in it as well. So, yeah, it was good fun. Don't regret it. It was. That was one of the most fun periods of time.
I was going to say
COVID,
that was
sure.
wild times.
Especially for like nothing was happening.
Zero.
And
Nothing.
we would get
So
up in the
boring.
morning, wait 11 a.m., see the number, see her announce the number, go, yep, okay, and then
got
start
it.
start the formula for the next day.
Right. Okay.
That is crazy.
Beautiful. So, content creation, we've been doing it for a while now. What do you think like the toughest thing is, and how do you deal with like the backlash? Because obviously you post a lot of like edgy content, but it's funny. But
I like to adopt the Bill Burr point of view of like, you can't get cancelled if you don't look at it, which is a lot easier said than done. Obviously, you see most everything.
Oh, man,
people put out.
we've been cancelled like twice.
Two or three times.
2 or 3 times. Not cancelled, like strong backlash.
Yeah.
And the first time, it's new. And it's like, okay, this is pretty shit. Like, you're going from everyone kind of liking you for a little bit to like, oh, fuck this guy. And you got like sometimes celebrities, you got your chat fields. I think Celeste Barber at one point were on Twitter. It's like, calling you shit. And ultimately, you do it enough times, you put out that much stuff, and it just becomes a consistency game where you don't really care.
See, well, my thing is, it's like, I feel like we're harmless. Where, you speak to some people, they're like, oh my God, they're so edgy. Oh my God, they do this. It's like, yeah, but what have I done that's edgy? It's like...
Yeah, what's really so bad? I feel like even like when, you work with brands, I'm sure you guys have had to do it before. It's like, hey guys, do you mind if you don't put this in there? Or don't do this? It's like, really, what is so bad? And we've gotten to work with brands where we're still able to remain ourselves and keep that kind of like tone, like with KO, for example. It's like you can always adapt, but really nothing's really that bad to be on the point of, And I feel like if you meet us, we're pretty decent blokes.
Yeah.
Give everyone the time of day. So, yeah, I think it's just, if you just adopt consistency and volume in this generation of like TikTok, Instagram, Reels, YouTube Shorts, you can kind of just put the nose behind you. Plus, we're kind of lucky. We're, 2 of 5 brothers.
yeah.
So, during COVID there, you probably lost a few mates and got some people offside with you. But, we kind of got each other. We got a good family, got some good relatives and some close friends as well. So it's just have good people around you. It makes it easier.
And the way I like to look at things is, no matter what happens, 2 weeks later, everyone forgets.
Yeah, bro,
100%.
honestly,
True.
2 weeks, a month, a year goes by, they're on to the next thing. The Epstein client list just came out today. No one cares about what you did 2 years ago.
And like, that's what burned me, like, especially for the Bulldogs. They could have signed Israel Folau, and then 2 weeks later, everyone would have forgotten about it. People signed Matt Lodge.
Yeah.
Okay, he broke into someone's house. 2 weeks later, he just took a great run. So, like,
That's so true.
I'd still like the Bulldogs to sign Israel Folau.
Yeah,
If they could still kick a ball.
they're not going to let that happen.
What's he doing these days, Folau?
Playing international rugby.
That's
Yeah,
right.
playing with Tonga, I think.
No.
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram,
I saw him play overseas for the Cattle and Dragons or something for a bit. And
He'll
then-
eventually he'll play for Tonga for rugby.
In the World Cup?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he played in the World Cup that just passed, but
he wouldn't-
yeah, he's a
wouldn't say
Tongan rugby player.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Who's the favourite person you guys have filmed content with? Do you reckon?
Who's your favourite?
Yeah,
I
go
enjoyed,
on.
I enjoyed Andrew Bogut. He was a class act.
Yeah,
Very tall,
genuine bloke.
Much
Yeah.
taller than you think in person.
Yeah.
But I just like how he has balls. Just says what he wants. I think he's hit a point in his life where he's made his money. He can just do whatever he wants, and he does it, which is kind of you got to respect.
I'll
it.
say my favourite person that we've done stuff with was Nick Kairouz because that was last year. We just like kind of launched doing interviews and podcasts, and he gets a bad rap, but he's actually a genuine bloke. You meet him, you sit down with him. We've been out with him a couple of times now.
Yeah.
Top bloke. We've met his missus as well. She's a legend, and you can get such a bad beat up in the media, and we've had it before.
Yeah.
Not to the degree he's had it.
Not to the degree he's had it at all. He's had it at scale his whole career. Think about being like a 19-year-old getting media scrutiny your whole life. And for him to give us the opportunity to, like, a couple of content creators, like kids, having a laugh, and he shared a couple of pieces of our content, and I reached out to him, was like, hey, would you want to do an interview and that? And he was like, yep, come down to Canberra, let's do it. Met up. Great bloke. So for that, he could do anything. He could kill someone, and I'd still defend him. I'd still defend Nick Kairouz. He's a legend for what he did for us.
And we're massive tennis fans, and we're massive Eagles fans. So seeing him in person was pretty surreal as well.
Yeah.
I feel like the pendulum sort of swung a bit with him. Like he just copped hate early on, then he started doing
Well,
a
I
bit
think
better.
now because he's
Like
injured.
a fan favourite sort of now.
Yeah,
isn't
because he's kind of injured and it's few and far between where he's been playing. It's like, you've learnt to appreciate him more than just ostracise him from
And people
everything that he
can
does.
control their narratives a bit more now than, there was a point in time where everyone's just watching TV. Everyone's just watching the news. Now everyone gets their news directly from social media. You're scrolling Twitter. And he's big on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's on Instagram. He just launched OnlyFans as well.
He did.
So he's like, but I'm saying like he's talking directly to his fans now. He can kind of bypass the whole media scrutiny now.
Yeah.
So good on
and you
him.
want him to see, you want him to do well. Like I want him to win
sure.
like the Australian Open, for example.
100%. We were disappointed last year when he
pulled.
when he had to pull out of the Oz
Yeah.
Open. Then we were there for Wimbledon.
Pulled
He pulled out of that as well. Just pulled out of the recent Oz Open, but get him healthy and he'll finally win the Grand
ability's
Slam.
there,
You want to see him win a solo Grand Slam,
Yeah.
And then retire.
and then retire on a high.
100%.
He'll probably do that.
Well, you guys are very busy. So what does a day in the life of the Kairouz Bros look like?
Oh, it varies where we are.
Nah, I like doing the on tour stuff, and it doesn't happen very often. But we did it start of July, and ticked off a lot of places, a lot of big sporting events, NBA finals, Royal Ascot, Wimbledon, and then this most recent one we did an NFL and NBA tour.
So I'm saying if we're mostly on tour, it's like, you wake up, either try and go to the gym early, smash it out.
Yeah.
And then just bang, you have a list of things you want to film that day. Just try and go out best you can film it.
Knock them out, and
And then
then
just-
we kind of rough cut them to a point.
And then either just go straight back to the hotel or wherever you are,
Yep.
edit it, get it to a point. Either he's editing one video, I'll edit another.
So you
And
guys
then
do
it's-
your own editing?
Yeah. We have involved some editors. Like we've been lucky enough to get some editors through Picklebet. Like there'll be one editor online that we kind of gets our style a bit. But yeah, we do a lot. We do all our own editing, and then we probably got to get to a point where we train someone up and start editing
outsource
alongside with
eventually,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But between us, we've been able to edit it quite a
So,
bit.
so it's pretty much like, what's the turnaround time of these things? Like a day? Like you film
Yeah.
it that and then pretty
Yeah,
much
like
edit in the
especially
night.
on tour, you'll film something that day, turn it around that night, might be ready for the next day to put
And then
out.
like depends on if you've say like we're in Europe or we're in Greece, we're gonna go out that night. We've got to make sure we have maybe 2 videos prepared so we can have the next night off or the day
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
So you have just a bit of a breather.
Like you wake up hungover and just click post.
Yeah. Like that's sometimes the goal, but then it's like, say if you film something that day, it's a banger. You want to get it out.
Or you're at an event and it's only socially relevant for so long, for like the NBA finals or whatever it is, you got to get that content out.
Yeah,
within
straight
the
away.
It's
straight
finding that balance between good content and timing. And once
Yeah.
you hit that middle, bang.
To be fair, like we've done a lot of volume. Like I would say it hasn't been all quality over quantity. We've done a lot of volume. And I feel like people are scrolling that much. You could just pump out content and, you'll find your diamond in the rough every now and then.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. Like you guys pump out heaps, but like obviously everyone can't hit. So
No.
you'll
No,
get
there's
those
sometimes-
few that would just go
there's
game.
Well, when you
Sometimes
put
we're
your
like-
when you put your podcast clips out, do you know if everyone's going to be a banger? No, you're doing it for consistency
Yeah.
and volume, and you guys get better each time.
And there's no worse feeling when you think you've got a banger.
That's
You've
the
worked
worst.
so hard on
Oh.
it, and it just
Yeah,
it's
you
like
go,
bottoms
boys,
out.
this one's going to go off. And it goes like shitter than usual. You're like,
And then sometimes you put out a video and it does, 400,000-500,000 views, and you're like, oh fuck, didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So you take the good with the bad.
Can't win with the algorithms.
Nah.
Nah, don't.
like for
Still
example,
figuring
the
them out.
barber one that you boys did recently.
Yes,
Did,
yesterday.
did you think that will hit?
Nah, not
at all.
to that
Not to
scale.
that extent.
When
No.
like 12
the guys
guys-
that were in it were going, man, I didn't expect that to do that well. And like the following's climbing because of that. Like
crazy.
I didn't expect it to do that well. It was more so this thing's trending right now. Like I've been seeing on Twitter and whatever.
Yeah.
Let's try and put our own spin on it and see what happens.
12
Like,
mil in a day. It just
when
went
you,
off.
and that was the same one with the bank when we went to the bank and
that
gave them
was- that's
excuses
one of my
about
favourites.
like anal bleaching and whatever about
Steroids.
withdrawing money. I didn't know it was going to do that well, and then it really popped off on TikTok and Instagram.
And even if you ask, like, the Sushi Mango boys, they put out that Christmas clip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They did like 100
100 mil. Beat the Kardashians.
Like, there's no way they thought that
Jesus.
they would get that reach,
Yeah.
but you make enough content, you
Yeah.
hopefully get those kind of views.
Consistency, volume, I think.
And how do you think of the ideas like ongoing? Just like,
Again, we're lucky. We got brothers.
Yeah.
We're all bouncing around ideas off each other. We'll think of a skit idea or
Look, I think you've got to be pretty evil to sometimes poke fun at everything, which is kind of what we do.
it's just, yeah. Try
like-
and find a joke in everything, and we'll chuck something. If we think something, it's chuck straight in the notes. Your ideas will come in the shower. They'll come in the gym.
yeah, sleeping.
And then we'll just be like, Nicholas will just be like calling out from the other room. Bernard, what do you think of this? And he'll just run in, and then we're like, yeah, maybe rework this.
So like my whole TikTok feed now is not stuff that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
It's stuff that I can probably make a video about.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's finished. It's good.
You're just
If
watching
someone-
toxic shit. Just
Yeah,
go, what
if
is
someone, If
this?
someone was to open my phone and open my TikTok, they'll think I'm some weird person. Like, what's this guy watching?
Are you
man?
into this sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Make fun of it.
We like taking the piss out of certain situations and things that are trending,
Yeah.
and we put our own spin on it. I feel like that's a good way to summarize.
100%. You boys did a fair bit of travelling in 2023. Have you guys got a favourite place that you travel to do content with?
Last year? Yeah.
Lebanon
probably-
was fun. I got sick on the back end, got the runs from the classic Lebanon bug. But no, I like doing the US, but depending on the location of the US.
Abu Dhabi was fun because that was a quick 1 week, just in and out,
Yeah.
smash out content. Got to meet all these UFC superstars.
Oh, that was sick, yeah.
That was like something where you're like, okay, job well done first of all, and then on top of that, we got to see Volk Islam too.
Yeah.
We got to interact with Islam, Hamza and his team. Like it was just funny.
Italy was really just like pizza and pasta and, go see the Pope for a bit at the Vatican. But, and they were just very touristy spots like Paris and that,
Yeah.
where we created content almost everywhere. But like, again, places that we've been to like the NBA Finals. Miami's pretty overrated, I think.
Yeah, we went. It's
Yeah,
just
I agree.
it's like
like
we said,
Gold
like Gold
Coast.
Coast essentially, but
Yeah.
just more money there.
And weed.
Yeah, and reeks of marijuana. But I would say favorite American place that we went to was Orlando because it's
No, it was New York.
New York. No,
Yeah, New York's the best.
New York, because it's exactly like the movies. There's always something happening.
Yeah.
There's
So much to
either
do
comedians coming through, concerts going on.
You can just spend half an hour to an hour
You
just
just,
walking.
you just walk the city.
Yeah.
And
You're like,
there's
oh, yeah,
always something
I've seen
happening.
that in the movie. Yep, seen that. Seen that.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So I'd say New York was the favorite place last year, and then probably his favorite sporting event was not last year. The World Cup was probably been the highlight, but I don't know. What was your favorite sporting event?
I enjoyed the NBA finals, especially because
Yeah.
we got pretty good
NBA
access
finals.
to it.
Asking questions. To,
Yeah.
Was it not Doncic? What's it?
Jokic,
Jokic.
Jokic,
That's
Jokic.
it.
Yeah,
But
that was
worst
mad.
event was worst place was London. Couldn't stand it.
London shit.
Yeah, I think it's very average.
If you're an Australian that moves to London, you're a flog because it's Melbourne on steroids. The weather and the weather's shitter than Melbourne.
Yeah.
Right. It's bigger, more regal buildings, and again, it's bad weather.
And look, I'm a big fan of the EPL. I loved Wimbledon. Wimbledon was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just as a city, like it's just like everyone's rude. Everyone's a bit, too pretentious. And it's just like, man, the weather's shit. What am I doing here?
Oh, I got to move there for work. It's so much. It's. I want to go explore myself over in London. Why?
There's so
Just
many
go
people that
explore yourself
dreams
in
just
Melbourne.
live there.
Yeah.
And
Same thing.
It's Melbourne on steroids.
don't get
Yeah.
it.
There's some aspects of it that I can agree are much better than Australia.
Look,
Probably
the EPL. That's probably its saving grace. Other than that, literally, like, why go there for?
Yeah, that's it.
and they've got no cuisine either. Like, I don't want to.
Have you had their Chinese that they're so-called Chinese? Oh,
No, I like that Bosch.
Bosch
yeah.
guy's funny.
The Bosch guy,
You know,
yeah,
he's great. Rufus Rice, I love watching his
In-betweeners.
videos.
Yeah.
Grouse.
But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of London or the UK in general. Other European locations, yeah, but it's Melbourne on steroids.
The only reason I would go back to London is for the sport. That'd be the only reason. Other than that, I'm.
It's literally the convicts if they didn't come to Australia. that's where.
Oh, that's so good.
my
All right, boys, you guys have been kicked out of nearly every place in Sydney. We're going to do last man
Not really.
standing.
Not really.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
but I feel like we're getting a bad beat up here.
Anyway, last man standing, Sydney venues. The Ivy or Coogee Pav?
Which one I'd rather go to, or which one I'm allowed into?
both Maryvale venues. Just with our recent history with Coogee Pav, I have to go Ivy.
Okay, Ivy or the Star Casino?
Again, we're not allowed in this. Oh, you are. You're allowed.
I'm allowed in the Star. I will say Star Casino there.
I'm gonna go. I'm sorry. I'm going Ivy. Just because
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm not only banned from the Star Sydney. I'm banned from every Star venue in Australia. So we were in the Gold Coast for the Tim Zoo fight. I'm sitting there having lunch with KO, trying to sort out going to Abu Dhabi, right? I just stayed there the night at the Star. No one said anything. I go, yeah, guys, let's go grab lunch at this place. There's a restaurant at the Star. Yeah, no worries. We go there. I'm sitting down. There's professional business people here, right? There's marketing managers, whatever. 3 people swarm the table around us. The KO people don't know what's going on. Is the guy in the white shirt? Is it the guy? Like, there's security guards. They come grab me while we're in the middle of a meeting.
Yeah.
And they go, do you mind coming over here? Listen, you're banned from this venue. Oh, like, I didn't move. I was like, listen, what's wrong? I just stayed here. What's really the issue? They're like, you're banned from this venue. And I was like, well, can we at least just finish the meal? And I'm telling the K guys, maybe we'll just go to the Guzman Wine Gomez across the road and just finish it. Sorry, it's a bit of a hassle. They let me stay and finish the meal. We've been banned there for like 3 years. It's an indefinite ban for nothing. Like, I understand you're not allowed to film. You're not allowed to film inside the casino floor. I understand that. I don't think I deserve 3 years off. There's people money laundering at the start, right?
Yeah.
There's drug money going through there, and I'm banned because I filmed the Asian bloke asleep on the pokies, and I asked him if he was up or down. That was it. It's a small indiscretion. I've done my time at the start.
Yeah.
I just want to go and play poker there. 2-3 no limit hold'em. And now come back, please.
Now the worst part is every time I go there, they think it's him.
They think
It's him trying to sneak in. So I'll get past the first security checkpoint, give him my ID, provide my signature, the whole deal. Then I'll be sitting down at a table, trying to enjoy some poker, trying to earn some money, make a living. And then all of a sudden, 3 security guards will come. I can see them from maybe 30 meters away.
They got the
I know what's coming.
CCTV.
And then
I'm Nick. And
they'll
they're
pull me
like,
aside and be like, excuse me, sir, can you please get up and walk with us? I go, guys, you've done this to me at least 5-6 times now.
Far out.
Here's my ID. I know what you're going to ask me. I'm not him. And he's going to continue the game.
Brother,
Then they'll go, okay, yeah, let us verify this. They'll take my ID, go walk about for about 10, 15 minutes, then come back and be like, we apologise, sir. Please enjoy your night.
Give me a bonus bet or something.
For argument's sake, let's just say the Star Casino because I do want to go play back. Go Star with
So
that.
we're going the Star. So the Star or the Sheaf?
I didn't mind a Schwednesday in its prime.
Schwednesday's good fun.
Maybe when I was 18, but I'm no longer 18, so I've got to go.
Yeah, if
with
you're
the
going
Star.
there now, you're pretty much a toolie. Like
Yeah.
schoolies at this point, it's fresh
So we're
18-year-olds.
sticking with the Star there?
Sometime below that, so
Yeah.
stick with the Star.
All right, the Star or Royal Randwick?
Fuck Roy, and we got to go Star.
That's just, I don't know. Again, like seriously,
As
boys.
you guys are young racing pundits that do a lot of good work for racing, we were just trying to do the same, and they do not like us at all.
They don't.
We were
wanna
actually
see.
going to do that. So I didn't think there was anything wrong with it.
I think it's more so the fact that they just maybe have a disdain towards some of the content we make. There's a little guy named Adam who we've name dropped before.
Yeah.
Little weasel Arab who's just got a little problem with us. Like's probably got a big man complex just to wants us.
I don't even think it's like, again, we're very much welcome at Flemington and Victorian racing venues. Again, we love going down there. Every year we'll go with our family, aunties, uncles, old man, and we just bet on, again, Derby Day we're there, Melbourne Cup we're there, having a good day. And, we'll go around, do some interviews. No one cares.
Yeah.
It's good fun. We're interacting with the people, like punters in the GA, punters in the members,
Yeah.
having a laugh. Randwick, we got banned. I got banned there initially because I went there right after COVID and did interviews. That was it, literally. And they were like,
But what was their reasoning? You're not allowed to film.
I don't know. They sent a letter. I'm banned till
Well, I
2026.
think private venues, they can ban you for whatever they want.
Yeah.
That's in their control.
So yeah, again, and when I went there, I went to go watch a mate's horse run, and I just went in with Sonny's and Nick's ID, and this was ages ago. His horse got up just fine.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Good horse.
at the time, it was at Randwick. I had to go there with speed dealer Sonny's on and just kind of try to keep a low profile. Watch the horse run, kind of made a bit of movements, and then you got the tap on the shoulder. Police just escort you out. It's like a $500 fine. So if I do want to go film content there, I will and just cop the fine. I don't really care.
yeah.
But I don't want to give them the gratification.
No,
That's it.
no.
If I'm banned, I don't want to
It's like a trespassing fine, but very petty from the ATC. Peter V'landys, come on, man. Do
speak
something
to
about it.
V'landys.
Come on, man.
Speak to Abdo.
We'll have a lunch. We'll have a lunch. We'll sort out a lunch.
Have a lunch, definitely. Last one, Star Casino or Sydney Showgirls?
Which one's that? What's Showgirls?
One of the
Strip
cross.
club. Sorry, guys, we're Catholics. Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Can't say
King's
I've,
Cross.
stepped
I
foot in
haven't
that
frequented the showgirls. So we'll have to go with casino.
We're going with the Star. There you go. Star wins. Best venue in Sydney.
We're Catholic, we just gamble.
Gambling over strippers.
Yeah.
Steering clear of that though.
Another segment, start, sub, sell, most entertaining USA sport. So NFL, NBA, UFC.
Ooh, I feel like UFC's creeping up on it, but NBA still, as an international sport, I think especially
They're
for
starting that.
Australians.
Yeah, it's a global sport.
But in America, NFL's king.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
sure.
what would you say, NFL or NBA?
I'm going to say on a global aspect. You got to say
NBA.
globally.
Yeah.
Globally, it's NBA. Then I would start sub.
Start sub sell, yeah.
Start NBA,
Yeah.
sub the NFL because it makes so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll sell UFC.
Which is tough.
Yeah.
UFC in in about 5 years' time is probably going to take.
You know what
over.
I'll say? It depends on this UFC 300 card.
Yeah.
If they flop with that, then it's definitely.
Well, yeah, I
UFC.
think that's accurate. The only issue with the UFC is they struggle to create stars. They've got global stars,
Yeah.
but like you get a casual to watch, a 298 or something. You can't name people below the main and co-main event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once it becomes, household, and it is over time, it is.
Yeah.
It'll get off the cell.
But now it's
I reckon,
now it's
I
so-
reckon UFC is the most entertaining though. Like just to watch
Yeah,
it,
it
it's like
depends on your personal
insane.
preference.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
obviously.
crazy. It's gladiatorial, but again, it's like it's also watching your mate get into a punch on the street.
Yeah.
It's similar. So you don't know who's in the prelim sometimes. You
Most
can't
of the time
name
you
them.
don't know unless you're punting on him. Like
So exactly right. When you're punting, it's more fun, but it's very entertaining. But like NFL over there is crazy.
they love
like
it.
the amount of money.
Even
it
the
generates,
college football.
TV viewership. We were at. I would say college. Yeah, for sure. We didn't mention that college game. Would be like in one of the
College is
sporting
crazy.
spectacles. There was 110,000 packed in to a Michigan game. Like it's crazy the numbers that they do, the money they make. It's an entertaining sport. Like I know it's hard for Aussies to comprehend, and we know that because we've done NBA, NFL content that doesn't probably perform over here in Australia. But over there, it's massive, and as a game, I feel like it's superior because you can come back from 27-3. You know what I mean? People are always in the game, and it makes sense. It's easy to follow. Quarterback, offensive line, defense, special teams. Like it's easy to understand.
Yeah.
There's not much grey area. There's grey area.
The only thing is the stoppages. Like
So it's
they-
very long.
Yeah, it's a
It's
long
a
game.
long
game.
But for ads,
Unnecessarily
that's
slow.
that's
people don't have
king.
that
Yeah,
long,
you gotta slow
long
the game.
attention span. It's like fuck.
But
come
if you
on.
go into like NFL, they have the whole tailgate, they have the whole pre-game. There's a massive event outside. Then you go in, like it consumes your whole day. So
Yeah.
like people
And
enjoy that.
They make it
aspect
more
of
than just the game
Yeah,
itself.
But there's only 17 games in the season, so every game is cherished.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got 26 games, 27 games in the
27.
NRL.
Longer now, yeah. Fuck.
And the NBA has 82 games in
Yeah.
the regular season. It's almost too much.
Yeah.
So every game is a spectacle for their fans. Even if
100%.
you're one of the shitter teams in the sport, you still got loyals trying to go to catch every game.
Trying to get that first draft pick.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to jump quickly. NFL back to NRL. I just want to know your predictions of 2024. Who will be the first coach sacked?
Who's under the pump at the moment?
Oof.
Ricky Stewart probably. If he doesn't
Reckon
get off,
Sticky?
if he doesn't get off to a
Canberra,
good
yeah, if
start,
Canberra, that's
which
a
kills
great
me
shout.
because I like him.
I love
think
Ricky.
he's
Love Sticky.
Everyone loves
yeah. But there
But
was
Canberra
murmurs
go
already
through-
last year. Then if I think they lost. Who did they lose? They lost Jack White.
Jack
so that's
Whiting's
a
big
massive
loss.
loss.
Yeah.
If they can't really have that X factor,
Yeah, if they don't make the top 8 and have a disappointing season, like I said,
That's
every
first
game,
coach sack.
every game for them last year was a 1-12 game.
Yeah, every
You know
game.
what I mean? So, okay, if they don't perform, I think Ricky's probably the first coach sacked.
So locking in Ricky. Okay, what about Dally M?
Reece Walsh.
Like it.
I feel like Nathan Cleary deserves one, and we'll try
He's
and make
due,
that.
eh?
I feel like it's the only
but
thing missing from his
I don't
career.
Think, I don't think
And
Penrith are going to
Origin.
go for 4.
Nah, with players gone,
Yeah.
they need him to step
I'm-
up.
Yeah.
He'll probably get more points. I don't know how
Literally,
they do the point
if
system
Reece
anymore.
Walsh did not get, whether it was
Suspended.
suspended or through injury,
Yep.
missed games, he probably would have got Dally M this season.
would've
So
got-
I'm going to go
He
You
Reece
got like
Walsh.
Haas and Reynolds stealing his points, so that's the only problem.
Yeah, I feel like-
Walsh
Sure.
is a great
I
player.
got Cleary with no Crichton, with no other players
Yeah.
to take away
Yeah.
his points. He
Maybe
should.
Luai early release.
And he's also
Yeah,
a
you
bit
never know.
distracted
You
with
never know.
Fowler at the moment. So
That's going to elevate his game.
I don't know. I don't think
He
so.
lives overseas. It's just a quick FaceTime that he can do whatever
Nah,
he
he's
wants.
going to be too busy
He's
kicking
living
a
the dream
soccer
Long,
relationship.
ball.
long distance during the week, who knows?
Yeah, true. True.
Next one. Who's going to be the premiers? Panthers 4-peat, or are we going to see a different face?
No, I think Panthers' time's up, and I'll go with Brisbane.
Brisbane.
They've got the best squad, 1 through 17.
Yeah.
They did
especially
lose
Good
two
young
players
squad.
though. Flegler, Herbie. There's one more.
Herbie Farnworth's the only really big loss. I think Kurt Capewell they can
Capewell's
replace
well, yeah.
easily.
That was it.
Yeah.
And then I think Flegler, it's another loss, but there's probably like some young Polynesian kid they've got just hiding.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
he's
Ben
gonna
Tate did
unroll.
that. Big skyscraper.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll have no issues replacing forwards.
So I'm going Brisbane as well.
Perfect.
With a
Well-
smoky Melbourne.
Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people saying miss the 8 for Melbourne. but
It's not.
I don't
Melbourne's
think
not
they're
really
gonna
a
miss the
smoky.
8.
Melbourne. I'm not
Yeah.
saying smoky.
Smoky.
Apologies for that. They're always a consistent team in the top 4 to top 8. And if they can just get it right with their forwards, Pappenhausen plays a full season.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be top 4 team.
They got Farlongo just chilling there, the young rookie. He's a beast.
If they win, Bellamy probably retires on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
For sure.
he'll call it.
And Billy Slater slots in.
It's Bellamy's last year, isn't it?
That's what he allegedly
He says that every year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For the last 7 years.
What about Wooden Spooners, boys?
Tigers.
3 years in a row.
Yeah, I
Surely
mean,
not.
if
Is
is Robbie still on the coaching staff?
Yeah, I
Then
think he is.
Tigers.
Yeah.
Nah. We love you, Rob. I don't know who's been struggling, Nick.
Dragons.
No.
Nah, they struggled
Dragons
last
maybe, yeah,
year.
please.
I feel like Gold Coast will be a good team. The Dolphins, did they get?
No, they
finally?
recruited all right,
players,
Nick.
though.
They recruited all right again.
Yeah, and they
It'll probably be
Gilbert
a team that'll
comes back.
surprise you. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go. That's Dragons. I like the Dragons as
Dragons
wooden
for the
spoons.
spoons,
Yeah,
yeah.
they haven't done enough. Paul, what's his name? Got his contract torn up for the hammer incident.
Oh, yeah.
So they've
Amon,
lost
yeah.
him. Amon, he's gone. So yeah, I'm gonna go the Dragons.
And Ben Hunt wants out their captain and best player.
They're holding him hostage, man.
we had
Hunt.
Dragons last year. They just missed out on that last game.
Yeah, but I think Flanagan's a good coach.
Yeah.
So I feel like he can maybe that's worth
First
a few
year.
points. The Tigers, I'm going to go the Tigers.
Tigers, three
Actually, I'm going to go Tigers.
I love Appy. I don't want to see Appy get the
Yeah, but-
Happy
get the
Bulla.
No, not for Luma doesn't want to be there. I think he's having a bit of trouble. So like
Nah, he's not rocking up to training.
Adam Bowie's not coming back till June.
Yeah.
That's-
Dramas.
A lot of
Yeah,
drama
they're doing
at
it
the
tough. But
Tigers.
maybe Benji will, because I mean, Sheens was supposed
That's
to
the
be
only
there for
thing.
a couple of years.
Yeah.
And they've had to slot Benji right in there. The board's in disarray.
Well,
so-
they just sacked the board, right?
yeah, everyone's gone.
That's their last hope.
Get us on the board. We probably do a better job.
I think Luke Brooks was a terrific halfback as well.
We love Luke Brooks, and we saw him actually at Flemington. It's kind of a little bit of an awkward interaction. I'm a big Luke Brooks fan. I think he gets hard done by. But we did that phone call at the start of last year, where we pretend to be a Tigers
Yeah.
fan. And all the, his mates were around there and kind of G'd it up. It's like, hey, these boys. And it was just a nice, quick little hello. But he's a legend of a bloke. I want to see him kill it at Manly.
Yeah.
And I think Manly make the top 8 this year as well. And
Turbo
a lot of
needs
the
to be
boys,
fit.
the boys that were over at the Vegas promotion, they said really all it comes down to if your team stays fit.
Yeah.
If your team stays fit, if Brisbane stay fit, they go on a run. If
Roosters and
Manly
Souths.
stay fit,
especially
which they've
the
been
Roosters. Got the squad.
disrupted all the
Roosters,
time
yeah.
with Turbo being injured.
Yeah.
If they stay fit, they can make a run for the top 4 as well.
Yeah, you,
So
you lose a
it's-
few key players, and that sort of derails you. You
Yeah.
got to put someone in a key position like a fullback. It's tough.
100%.
It's an interesting year because there's so many teams that can make that 8. Like Para missed out, South missed out last year.
Cowboys.
dropped
South
out?
missing out was shit.
that was
I'd like to see
crazy.
Latrell shut everyone up
Yeah.
next year.
I want him to have a year.
Go on a big year,
2024.
get fit and just carve up and shut everyone up. And have Souths really lost anyone? The addition of Jack White, man, they're a top
Yeah.
4 team as well.
They just gained. Just
lost
Jack
Sele,
White
that's
and
it.
Sele. They
Yeah,
lost.
Sele was decent.
and Lockie Ilias is kind of coming into his own now as a 7. So
Actually, boys, I'd like to ask you this question.
Yes.
Rugby league related. Sam Walker or Matt Burton, who are you taking?
What position?
Halfback.
Halfback.
halves, just halves.
Oh, in your halves,
general,
yeah.
halves.
Oh, I think
I've had this
Walker.
argument with some real
Matt
stubborn
Burton.
Roosters fan.
Matt Burton.
It's Matt Burton every day of the week, and I love Sam Walker.
I feel
I
like
love Sam. He's a great
Sam's
kid.
very clutch. I've
And
noticed.
it was a travesty that he got dropped throughout the year. And Roosters fans trying to justify, Robbo knows what he's doing. He should never have got dropped. It was
Yeah.
stupid. They probably regret it in the grand scheme of things. But again, I'm taking Matt Burton. The guy, very versatile. I reckon has a better running game, right? As a 6. They're
Better
both
running
kind
game.
of 6 players, even though, Luke Keary is that 6 in that team.
Walker could go 7. I can't see Burton going 7 though.
But he's played 7 and he can do, he's played 7 for the Bulldogs. I'm
Yeah.
saying if you had to pick one for a half,
I'm
a
taking
half
Burton.
position,
Say
I'm
like
taking
say like
Burton.
Burton's safer option.
Say you had
I'll
like
take
an NRL
Burton, yeah.
draft, top 2 players available, Sam Walker and Matt Burton. For your team, who are you taking?
They're both young.
Burton.
It's
I'm going
tough.
to go. I'm going to Sam Walker.
I feel like,
I'm
Matt
not
Burton's a more
knocking that.
versatile
I
player.
can't knock that though. 'Cause
Yeah.
Sam Walker, I've seen he's field goals. He wants the ball in those tough situations.
He's got to
It's
put a bit
tough.
more size on.
Burton bomb
Yeah.
too. You
Burton
can't discount
bomb's
the
good.
bomb.
Yeah.
and Burton can shift to the centers if you need him.
Yeah. You
I
can't
pick Burton.
I don't know.
just for
Burton's kicking
versatility.
game's a bit inconsistent.
But listen, Sam Walker, and I'm not knocking him.
Yeah.
He got dropped throughout the season.
He did.
You slot Matt Burton in the Roosters team, he's getting dropped? Probably not.
No.
Yeah, it's a good point.
And who has played Origin?
And yeah.
Yeah, he's played.
Burton's
Origin.
played Origin at centre, but
Yeah.
still,
It's Origin.
it's Origin. He's in
Yeah.
that arena.
Future Origin player Sam Walker, but
Shows up on your contract.
Yeah,
the,
exactly.
Once Cherry
Oh,
Evans
yeah.
retires, yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, we got Hasbulla here. Do you want to ink your name in Cast Patrol history and sign the back of it?
Yeah, we do.
We got.
pen.
Yeah, we do. We got a
Is it a signature?
signature. I thought.
Signature, and then we'll pop your names near it.
Hasbulla.
Anywhere you
Anyway, you
like.
want, you can read all the guests we've had there. Draw a dick if you want. Do whatever.
Keep it classy, boys.
Yeah, 100%.
There's Nick, you all right?
Beautiful.
I practice that every day.
Do you ever sign for each other? Like,
No, we've done job interviews for each other. We've swapped, I'll use his license when I get pulled over because I've got no points. But apart from that, no, we don't really sign for each other. No.
And we ask,
That's the last thing that's incriminating.
and we
Last off
ask
the list.
all our guest boys, go to Maccas Order. Have you boys got one?
Oh, look, we're not really fast food type people, to be honest. Like once every now and then we'll have Macca's.
I haven't had a burger from Macca's in about 5-6 years.
Yeah,
was
it
strawberry-
used to be a double beef and bacon, surprisingly. But I'm just give me a Big Mac meal.
Yeah.
Big Mac meal.
Well, then what's your fast food franchise go-to choice then? Or
If I'm overseas, I'm going straight to. I love In-N-Out.
Oh,
yeah,
how
In-N-Out's
good
the best
is that?
burgers.
So
Yeah.
good.
I did enjoy it. Chipotle's always nice.
We actually saw Gordy and Nathan Hindmarsh getting stuck in and out
definitely
on our
needed
last day. They looked like they had too much, to be honest with you. I mean, Nathan, just get on a treadmill. Son. I love you, Nathan. But yeah, I'd say in and out, definitely overseas, but Guzman at the moment. And that's not really fast food, really, is it? So
Actually, no.
it's on the borderline.
To end the year last year, we did have Portos, and that was very nice.
yeah, nice.
Porto's
Chicken
very
box.
nice.
Portos is good.
Bondi
Do you
burger.
classify Subway as fast food?
Yeah, for sure. Processed meat's not good for you. Don't get off it. I'm being serious. Don't do it.
I love Subway.
Subway's good foot long, steak and cheese.
No, to be fair, I had Subway.
Southwest sauce.
I had Subway sometime last year. I used to have it all the time as a kid. Did not live up to how it was as a kid.
When you got to eat, you got to eat, and it's a bit different in every country. Like it's different in the UK, it's different in the US. Australia's probably got the best like meat, I would say, with fast food. But yeah, I would say go to Macca's. We've had this debate where it's probably like the best $1 you could ever spend in your life is the $1 frozen Coke.
Well, it's not $1 anymore.
Well, I'm saying when it was $1,
That's
it
where
was
it
the
was.
$1 frozen Coke. Like the
best.
money, like
Hot summer's day at the
summer's
beach.
day.
Yep.
You know, value for money. You know,
Yeah.
you get to quench your thirst with a frozen Coke. It's the best money you could spend.
Yeah, it's
Hands
hard
down.
to beat that.
You can't beat it.
What else are you getting for $1? That's
Oh,
better?
you can't get anything for $1 these days.
Is the soft serve still under $1?
Yeah,
Used to be
yeah,
50
soft serve
cents,
would
but
be.
if you want a flake, I don't know.
Yeah, the flakes an extra.
You want the
$1
flake
itself.
in there.
Cheeseburgers were $1 at one point. That was
No,
criminal.
the hamburger was
The
$1.
hamburger? Oh, the hamburger, yeah.
That was a good time.
What's in store for you boys? Big year?
Big year. I think we got a lot of content. So Magic Round, obviously, we're going to that. I'm doing that podcast Royal Boxing.
Yes. You're going up against Lukey.
I'm going up against Luke, yeah. So he's fought before, done a bit of training. Just done my calf recently, so I'll use that as the excuse. But yeah, been doing a bit of training with that, so it's good. I like learning new things.
How many rounds? How many is it?
3 2-minute rounds.
That's nothing.
It's nothing. You can do a bit of cardio.
Yeah.
Duck and
You're going
weave.
to go out swinging? Like, you don't give away your game plan, but because you don't have long to
We'll
get.
tell you off.
You gotta win the judges.
You got to
do
win the
have
judges. You can't be holding back.
Unless you
It's
KO.
only 6 minutes. So
What's the tail of the tape? You got weight on him?
So I think I've got weight and height, but I'm also a bit fat. So like,
That's called power.
yeah, it's called power. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Headgear's on, 15 or 16
Look, if
ounce
I'm a
gloves.
betting man, I know Lukey. I think you're going to knock him back to YKTR. Yeah.
Like it.
how much would you put in it?
Well, I'd say the markets first. I play the value. I don't play the man.
If you're $1.90
That's
each,
it.
it depends.
$1.90 each, that's the line.
Yeah,
What
there
are
you
you
go.
boys? Charity match 2024?
Yeah.
You're number 0
If we're
on
there,
each team?
yeah. If
What's the plan?
we spoke to the boys, the sports shed boys. We want to be there. We want to play. We just probably don't know where we're going to be in February.
I'm not a fan that we're on separate teams if we do play. Yeah, that was a bit of a
Why?
not
You,
fair
you
to
two
go
are
to the same
cheat codes
team.
on the same
Can't be
team.
on the same team again.
Yeah, but mate, it's like how do you split up Matty Johns and Joey Johns? Not that we are.
Well, you were in that charity match.
You know what I mean? It's very, very hard to do. But hopefully we'll be there.
I'll feel like Cooper Cronk playing for the other team.
Hey, you said our team, though, don't
I
worry.
don't want to be
We'll
the
make you feel
sellout.
welcome.
Yeah, I know why they couldn't put him on the
Not
other
to
team.
say that I'm Cameron Smith and we've had an altercation behind the scenes, but I just think, it's hard. We've got that dynamic.
Yeah.
But if we're here in Sydney, we'll be there.
Yeah,
It's
we'll be
we
there
just got
if
to
we-
iron out our schedule. That's why we're just.
We'll take you on our team, Nick. We'll make you
You
feel
might be
welcome.
late mail.
Yeah, late-
Yeah,
yeah,
it's late inclusion.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, off the
Which
injuries.
could
Who's the
could
better
shift the
player out of
game.
you two? Do you guys know?
Different positions. I think he's better
Listen,
skillfully.
Nicholas
wise.
was always the better defender. I had to put some size on to defend in the middle. I was a half, moved into dummy half.
Yeah.
Skill wise, I reckon I had a better ball.
I'd say
I had a better
running
better
the ball, running the ball and defending. I'll take the nod, but
Yeah, he'll beat me.
Maybe
Like
kick,
technical
kick,
stuff.
As
Yeah,
a playmaker, I was probably a little bit
Yeah.
better. Yeah, but
Yeah.
again, not good enough to cut it. Very hard to cut it.
It is hard. It's fucking hard.
And credit to all the first graders out there. We respect you.
I think I maintained if I had maybe another 20 centimeters of height, then I maybe could have made it.
Because you were second row, eh? So you
Yeah,
gotta be a
second
bit
row
tall.
long,
Yeah,
like
too
you know.
small. But Lebanese genetics
I peaked at
again,
15. Yeah. What am
And again,
gonna
I
do?
never had my old man speed. My dad was a winger.
Okay.
Yeah, again, if I had the speed, maybe. But again, too small. Really, the smallest play to ever make was Joel Romolo. And
How-
you know,
how
that-
tall is he?
They don't come. You know, they don't come often. These
Adam
small-
Reynolds
small
is what,
hookers.
170?
Yeah,
He's
Tom,
tiny.
Tom Starling's very small. Yeah, there's a few short players, but you got to be the best.
Yeah,
the best,
that's
you know?
why it's like, when you're growing up, I'm sure you guys played junior
we
footy
played,
as well.
yeah.
Who's made it? It's the superstars that made it, like the superstars of when you were younger. So
Like
like,
when I was younger, it was Tyrone. You know Tyrone?
Yeah,
You played
never
with him?
made it, yeah.
He was like the talk of the town. Tyrone, Takamo, he was the thing. And then Campbell Graham came out of nowhere, and then Dean Hawkins. Yeah. So it's like, you don't know.
who I thought was always going to make it was Johnny Mitzius. I was disappointed he never made
Yeah, I
it.
was great mates with Johnny. I was shocked as well. Like, he was better than Campbell the whole of high school.
Yeah.
And then last, like, year 12, Campbell just was insane.
Yeah.
And was
But
just
that's what I'm saying. You never know.
so
who's,
tall.
You
Yeah.
never know who's really going to make it, but generally it's always the
They
one
also
or two
gotta,
superstars.
you got to know when to throw in the towel as well.
Yeah.
There's some people holding on New South Wales Cup and Ron Massey Cup, and they're 27, 28.
See, that's why I think I was lucky.
That's enough, boys.
I gave it away early.
Yeah.
As the least amount of damage to my body as possible. I think the charity match was like my first game back. in
Yeah,
like
I think for
6
everyone.
years. Yeah. So I think that'll be the yearly game I play.
Yeah, should be good. Hopefully, see you boys there. See us cover.
Yeah, exactly.
you
Big
guys-
things for 2024 then for all of
100%.
us.
Yeah,
You guys absolutely killed it. The whole of your careers is content creation. Massive year ahead, 2024. Give us 3 things we should look out for.
Power slap.
Yep.
Hopefully the Euros. I think
Euros.
that's a nice one to tick off.
Where's that hosted?
Germany.
Yeah, power slap, Euros, and Dubai.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Stay tuned.
I've been paid enough money to take a shit on a sheik.
I was like, how much?
So for those who don't follow you, drop your socials now. Where do they find you?
Yeah, Jon-Bernard K, Instagram, TikTok, the Kairouz Bros on YouTube.
Yep.
And
At Nick Kairouz on Instagram.
yeah,
And your podcast, JBK Show.
the JBK show currently this year we're ramping up YouTube, so we're going to drop a podcast a week. We've got some news and entertainment stuff we're going to be dropping every week.
Yeah.
Dabbling in a bit of wrestling
Ooh.
as well.
Nice.
And it's going to be the Kairouz Bros YouTube channel. So
Like it. Good.
We're getting,
So-
we're getting some other brothers out of the woodworks.
There you
as
go.
well.
There
We got the old man on prime time as well. So it's a family affair.
There you go. Go subscribe to their channel right now. And if you haven't subscribed to us, go click subscribe right now as well.
And thanks very much, boys, for coming
No,
on.
boys, appreciate you having us. Keep killing it as well.
Thank you.
Thanks,
boys.
boys.
Appreciate
See you
it.
guys.
See you guys.